Welcome to my History 705 video. My name is J. Paul Drury, and I'd like to introduce you to the Louisiana State Capitol and its grounds in historic Baton Rouge. The Louisiana State Capitol building is in the downtown area not far from the Mississippi River. It can be seen for miles around as you approach the city. It's located on a 27-acre tract which includes the Capitol Gardens and is the tallest state capitol in the United States. It's a highlight of any visit to Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas. There are two state capitals in Baton Rouge, the old state capitol and the new state capitol. The old state capitol was opened in 1850, set on a bluff on the Mississippi, free from the annual floods of the area. The old state capitol has been the scene of many historic events, including its burning during the Civil War. By the 1920s, it had grown crowded, outdated, and Governor Long pushed for building a larger, more modern capital for the people of Louisiana. The old Capitol building was stifling in the long, hot summers in the South. The Louisiana State Capitol is a complex of buildings and monuments which include the State Capitol, the Arsenal Museum, the Capitol Annex, Huey Long's grave, and the Pentagon Barracks. Each of these buildings have an interesting history as well as beautiful, well-maintained gardens and grounds. The Louisiana State Capitol is often thought of as Huey Long's monument due to the influence of the former governor and U.S. Senator in getting the Capitol built. Long had promised the people of Louisiana a new capital when running for governor in 1928, and he wasted no time in making good on that promise after his election. The Capitol building is one of Long's greatest achievements during the years he virtually ruled Louisiana politics, first as governor and then as senator. Long styled himself as the Kingfish and sometimes answered his phone using that nickname. After a chance meeting with the architect Weiss of the firm Weiss, Dreyfus, and Seifert, plans were drawn up and ground was broken in 1929, and construction was soon started. The architect Seifert related in an interview late in his life that the only directions Long gave was to be a skyscraper and nothing was to slow construction. Construction of the Capitol was completed in a mere 18 months. The Louisiana State Capitol, a 34-story, 450-foot Alabama limestone-clad skyscraper, is an excellent example of a greatly simplified classicism with Art Deco details that were in vogue for monumental buildings in the 1920s. Only two other state capitols have been built with this design, and its 34-story frame is to date unrivaled by any other building in Louisiana. From its observation deck, all downtown Baton Rouge and a long sweep of the Mississippi River is visible. The best visits to the Capitol include a trip to the observation decks to see the city, the grounds, the Capitol Lakes, and the governor's mansion. The tower and interior are decorated with important groups of sculpture representing the history of Louisiana. Sculptors, artists, and craftsmen from all over the world were brought in to decorate both the interior and exterior of the new Capitol building. Much of the decor tells the history of the state of Louisiana. Members of the House and Senate are surrounded by depictions of the state's history. One of the many gems is this bronze map of the state showing the resources of each region of the state. Even the elevator doors tell a story that continues on the outdoor sculpture. A great deal of care and attention are expended on the gardens covering the grounds of the Capitol. Spring and summer are glorious. Long did not have much time to enjoy his creation. He was shot by Dr. Carl Arson Weiss Sr., the son-in-law of a political rival, on September 10, 1935, in the hallway outside the House of Representatives. The bullet holes in the marble walls are still visible. Long died a few days later after emergency surgery in Our Lady of the Lake Hospital, which was then located not far from the Capitol. Huey Long's grave is set in front of the State Capitol building and covered by a bronze statue of the man looking toward the Capitol he had built. Just across the street from the Capitol and part of the grounds is the old Pentagon Barracks. Built by the U.S. Army, the four two-story brick buildings were built in 1825. There were 5 buildings originally, but one building was demolished shortly after being built due to poor construction. The site of the Pentagon Barracks of East Baton Rouge Parish has been won and lost by the Spanish, French, and the British, and even has the distinction of being the site of the birth of a nation, the long-lived Republic of West Florida. It is the site of the only battle of the American Revolution fought outside the original 13 colonies. The British, then in control of the area, had erected a dirt fort on the site of the barracks in 1779. This was soon captured by the Spanish governor of Louisiana, Bernardo de Galvez. During its use as a military post, many famous people and public figures served or visited, including Lafayette, Robert E. Lee, Zachary Taylor, George Custer, Jefferson Davis, and Abraham Lincoln. Another former military structure which is part of the Capitol grounds is the Arsenal Museum, erected in 1835. The old arsenal was constructed for the Baton Rouge military post, the main ordnance depot for the southwestern United States. Used as a prison in the Civil War, you can still see graffiti from that period on its walls. In 1956, the Daughters of the American Revolution initiated the transformation of the magazine into a museum. This was achieved in 1963. The museum's exhibits present information about Baton Rouge military history and the Capitol grounds. There are relics of Baton Rouge military history on the surrounding grounds. The one remaining Indian mound west of the arsenal indicates that the Capitol area was the site of a large Indian village around the year 1000 AD. The Capitol Lakes wrap around the Capitol complex. Today, the garden-like setting is home to several monuments to state and national history. A less glamorous but important part of the Capitol complex is the Capitol Annex, home to many of the state offices. It was built for a cost of $1.1 million in 1938 to accommodate the growing state government and its need for more office space. It features exterior granite panels interspersed with floral design. The lobby contains fresco murals which illustrate the state's industry, public construction, and social welfare. The citizens of Louisiana are proud of their state capitol and hope you'll have a chance to visit this beautiful and historic complex of buildings, grounds, and lakes. Louisiana is known as the sportsman's paradise. As they say in Louisiana, laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Y'all please visit historic Baton Rouge.